The Black Phone 2 releasing in theaters this next upcoming week, I wanted to review the first film and recap what we know so far within the franchise, and look forward to seeing what this sequel may hold. As always, sit back and enjoy, grab a snack, and let's get into everything you need to know before The Black Phone 2. Let's recap the events of the first film to refresh our minds. The Black Phone was directed by Scott Derrickson, who is also directing the sequel and is based off Joe Hill's short story. The story centers around Finney Blake, a timid and intelligent 13-year-old boy who struggles to stand up for himself at school and at home. His life takes a dark turn when he becomes the latest victim of the Grabber, who is the villain of this series. The Grabber is a masked man who has already kidnapped several local children, including some of Finney's friends. Finney wakes up trapped in a soundproof basement, and the Grabber assures Finney that he is not going to hurt him, but we all know that this is a lie. There is nothing in this room but a broken black phone on the wall. Although the phone does appear to be disconnected, it begins to ring. To Finney's shock, the voices of the Grabber's previous victims are on the line. These ghostly voices offer him clues, advice, and the courage he needs to fight the Grabber back. Finney's younger sister Gwen experiences psychic dreams, and she begins to be interrogated by the police about how she knows the information that she knows about the Grabber. Later in the film, she begins to piece together her brother's location. Her supernatural visions, along with her determination, reflect the emotional bond between the siblings and provide a glimmer of hope in the bleak story. With each phone call, Finney learns about what he must do from the dead boys about how to outsmart the Grabber. In the film's intense climax, Finney uses everything he has learned to turn the tables on the Grabber. Finney does end up killing the Grabber and escapes to freedom. At the end of the film, Gwen has a vision of the house that Finney is trapped in, and she lets the authorities know. To their surprise, they arrive and search the house, but they don't find Finney, rather the burial site for the victims. Behold to Gwen across the street is the actual house that Finney has been trapped in, and as Finney walks out, they embrace as the authorities search the house and recover the Grabber's dead corpse. This film took supernatural features and made them unique. Going into the film, I did not expect supernatural to play a key role. I also didn't watch the trailer when this film was being promoted, which may be why I did not expect this. But it was a good surprise. Now that we've recapped the events of the first film, let's get into what we need to know and what could be on hold for this next film. We know that the sequel takes place approximately 4 years after the events of the first film. Gwen is having more dreams about other victims, but not at the same location. This new location is a winter camp named Alpine Lake. She starts having visions of a disturbing call from the Black Phone. We see in the trailer that at least some scenes will take us back to the original room and we'll explore more there. Gwen wants to go to the camp, but Finney is hesitant due to his trauma based on what he experienced. As they get to the camp, Finney starts to hear a ring from a payphone, and it is no other than the Grabber himself. This sequel is looking to lean into more of the supernatural side, which is something the first film did, but it seems that this film will lean heavily into this. It is also implied that the Grabber and the Blake family are connected through past events, with the camp being a potential link between them. Based on the trailers that we have gotten, this film looks to me as a quote-unquote Nightmare on Elm Street type of film. In those films, we know that the plot involves Freddy Krueger appearing in people's dreams and murdering them, which also murders them in real life. In these films, Freddy is mostly in the dream world, and this is how he torments his victims, but occasionally he also enters the real world. In the trailers, we can also see this happening with the Grabber as he torments and tortures Gwen in her sleep. It is also hinted that the Grabber will return to the real world in this film as well. Gwen is looking to take more of a central leading role in this film, with Finney having more of a secondary role based on what the trailers have provided. I can't see this happening as the film can explore more about how Gwen has these visions and how their family is connected to the Grabber. In the first film, there was a key detail that went over people's heads, and that was that their mother also had these same type of visions. In the first film, we hear their father talk about how their mother also had these visions and that she was sick. This could come back to play if the Grabber and the Blake family are indeed both connected. Perhaps the mother had a connection with the Grabber. There have also been speculations about the choice of location for this film and the significance it may hold. The choice of Alpine Lake, combined with supernatural horror, could invite the possibility of rituals, code ties, or sacred grounds. Some fans propose that the camp might sit on sacred ground or is cursed by the Grabber or his previous victims. The fact that multiple boys are being stalked suggests that the Grabber or his spirit is recruiting or repeating his old ways. The camp might even be the site of past killings tied to the Grabber. The discovery of a family connection or secret may reshape how the Blake family relates to the Grabber. Some fans have also theorized that the Grabber might have had some hidden relationship to their bloodline or possess knowledge about their family's history. We'll have to wait and see what the sequel holds to get answers. This film is looking to explore more of the supernatural side of the story. Going the Nightmare on Elm Street route, this film looks to be a wild ride. This film can go many ways with the backstory, and we will get answers, and perhaps this film could leave the door open for a potential third film. Make sure to follow the channel on X at FilmsHQ. Make sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button to help the channel grow. Turn on notifications to never miss an upload, and until next time, God bless. See you soon.